Evan Fletcher Brown here with another artist video blog at Kicks96country.com. Please welcome all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Northern Kentucky, CoyTaylor. Coy, welcome to Kicks Country.
Thanks for having me, Fletcher.
You have kind of an elaborate setup here. This is a first for us, but this is all for your radio tour, right?
It is. It's the Saloons to Station tour.
Well, the single, Fall For You, if you can see that there at the bottom, the single's Fall For You. The album, Bigger Than Life, which is in production. You come all the way from Northern Kentucky, but you grew up in tobacco fields, is that correct?
I did. I grew up working on the farm, tobacco, hay fields. So.
What's that like? I mean, I don't think I've ever known anybody who farmed tobacco.
I loved it. It's a lot of growing up learning what hard work is and what it takes to save up and buy your first car and put your way into college. And just I grew up around work and family, and so I love it.
How old were you when you decided, you know what, working tobacco is cool and everything, but that guitar, it's pretty cool too, and I think I'm going to pick that up and write some songs and play some songs for some people. When did you decide that?
I started playing in a club. Actually, it wasn't a nightclub, but it was an old schoolhouse that had been converted into a dance hall, and they had games for kids, and I started doing that around 13, and there was a guy that was singing there, and I went every week and just wrote down the names of the songs. I'd sit over there and say, hey, what's that song? And the guitar player was like, oh, that's Johnny Paycheck, or oh, that's Merle Haggard. So I went and bought all the music, which back then in like 93, 94, we didn't have iTunes, so I had to save up and buy all those albums. And then about 2 months later, I showed up at that same dance hall, and the singer had left, and I asked the guy, I was like, hey, can I audition for the job? And they're like, well, what do you know? I was like, everything on your list. Hey, these old guys in their 50s are like, this kid doesn't know, Fair and Young, and I'm like, well, I learned it. I learned all your stuff, so I ended up getting that gig and realized I was making $400. I was making $100 a week, 4 weeks a month. So I was like, wow, at 14, I'm making $400 a month. But now doing the artist thing, it's not quite as glamorous. You got to put a lot of your investment time into it. So but I realized that I could make money doing what I love.
I think you're doing pretty good so far myself. Now, okay, from Northern Kentucky, you played around Ohio and Indiana and all over the Midwest. When did you make the decision, I'm going to Nashville?
I made the decision actually in 08 because I got with my manager named Steven Schutz. He's toured with Brooks and Dunn for the last 10 years, and I had built such a following up there in that circuit, and got in with some radio stations that were helping me out for opening acts and things like that. It was kind of, I had lived close enough to Nashville that I'd been coming down here a lot as far as songwriting and making contacts, but I really wanted to have a viable reason to be down in Nashville. And once I got hooked up with a management company, I felt like they were somebody that could propel me and put me in with the right people. It made sense.
So you got down to Nashville and you started cutting your record. And of course we got a website on it. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Is everything happening like, according to your plan? I mean, is this like running at you going like, man, there are all kinds of things I didn't see coming, and what have you learned from the time that you got to Nashville to 2011 now?
I've learned a whole lot. One, just being in the, like Jeff here that's with me today, just being in the community of guys like him that are just top-notch players that consistently, guys that you meet, that you respect, you got to step up to that level, for a guy of his caliber to work with me, not only how you handle your business side, but your music side, and being with the songwriters, it's the same sense that when you get an opportunity to write with a good songwriter, you really got to come to the table with something. So you always got to be on your game. And outside of Nashville, the competition's not quite as stiff, so it really pushes you to just step up, and everything's moving really fast. I've been linked in with Flying Island and my management company, and it just seems that hopefully it's going to take off.
You're actually doing some pretty alternative things with your career and the promotion of your music. Is it Tennessee State University that's taken an interest in you?
Yes, sir.
What is that about?
It's really cool. We're friends with one of the professors there, and we met with the student body. The student body is predominantly African American, which is really cool. From the Nashville side, being country music, they have a wide range of music, from blues to jazz to gospel and and that school being the smallest school in Nashville, is you've got MTSU and you've got Belmont. It kind of is like the stepchild school, but it's one of the most growing, predominant schools, and the student body there is just really up on the music scene, and it's kind of cool. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely.
So, actually, one of the guys in the class has a cut with Jay-Z, so you know,
wow.
Yeah, and I mean, a 19-year-old kid that's got a song cut, he's going to school, and I was like, I'm a huge music fan of all genres. I love hip hop, soul, country. When it comes to rap, I'm more like a '90s kind of gangster rap kind of heart.
I'm down with Snoop.
But yeah, it'd be cool. Like, I was talking to my manager, you know, with that kid that's got a cut with Jay-Z. Like, how weird would it be if he's like, hey, I want to hook you up with this guy. We're doing school. You know, you never know what could happen. So that's kind of the magic of Nashville and all these things going on.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, the album is bigger than life, and it's still in production, but it's close. We've got a single on you. Single, Fall For You. Take note of that on the side. Fall For You. I love this setup. I'm going to get out of the way. Can you play the song?
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff, you're going to sit down here. I'm going to get out of the way.
We got to do our shot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thumbs up.
Here's to Fletcher.
Here's to Coy.
And the Kicks 96.
Fall For You on Kicks96country.com.
It follows me around, it hurts to even breathe. Last night I spent with you before I watched you leave. I fall apart inside every time you cross my mind. I wish you'd come back home. Every time I think of you, get caught up in the things we do, and I fall again for you. The way your name rolls off my lips feels so good every time we kiss. Still 4 a.m. and I want that again. Even after all that you do, I still fall for you. You let your mind convince your heart to run away, and that distance brought us both to where we are today. I fall apart inside each time I think about that night that I had to let you go. Every time I think of you, get caught up in the things we do, and I fall again for you. The way your name rolls off my lips felt so good every time we kissed. Still 4 a.m. I want that again. Even after all that you do, oh, I still fall for you. Yeah. The way your name rolls off my lips felt so good every time we kissed. Still 4 a.m. I want that again. Even after all you put me through, even after all that you do, I still fall for you. Oh, I still fall for you. Every time I think of you, I get caught up in the things we do, and I
CoyTaylor, Fall for You, the album Bigger Than Life is coming soon. Do we have an idea of when Bigger Than Life is going to hit?
Probably within the next 2 months.
Within the next 2 months you can look for that. Now go to CoyTaylor.com, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
CoyTaylor.coy.
I do have 4 of the tracks available on iTunes right now, and also you can check me out on Facebook, CoyTaylor Music, Twitter.
Absolutely. Do you answer your own tweets?
I do all the time. Well, I had her typing a few because she was making fun of me multitasking, trying to drive and radio and cell phones. So.
Yeah, you can't do that. No texting and driving. No tweeting and driving.
Yeah, I know.
So, CoyTaylor.
Take care of your fans.
Absolutely. The singles Fall for You. You can get it at iTunes. You can go to CoyTaylor.com and get it there. Are we going to be able to see you back here in Kicks Country sometime soon?
I hope so, very soon.
You going to bring me more of this?
I'm going to bring you some good stuff.
Right.
Kentucky.
You guys come too. Good. You actually have your own brand of whiskey, right?
We made one, yeah.
Actually, CoyTaylor whiskey. Can I get it? Where can I get a bottle of that?
I'm going to send you some.
CoyTaylor comes to Kicks96Country.com, and now you're in Nashville, or you still live in Northern Kentucky?
Oh no, I'm full-time in Nashville.
Full-time in Nashville. Well, you get up to Nashville, you look for his name on a marquee, and tell you what, we're going to send some folks to CoyTaylor.com.
Thank
you
so
come
much.
through here and play a show, you make sure you stop in the Kicks Country, okay?
I'm looking to play anytime.
Absolutely. Singles Fall for You. If you want to hear it, you call me at Kicks96 and we'll play it for you. CoyTaylor, visiting all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Northern Kentucky. And we'll see you next time in another artist video blog, Kicks96Country.com.